talk about we get. I was trying to figure out how to introduce this, but we talk about these internet tests or these mail away tests for allergies and everything like that, and the efficacy of them. And it's not like it's these pregnancy tests, right? The pregnancy tests are pretty darn accurate, right? But or the DNA test, like even the DNA test, the swab test, and everything.
Yeah.
They did the article where twins sent the swab test out, were found that they had different lineages so they don't really know what the DNA status is and everything. But what's your take on these home kit allergy tests versus doing a proper blood test or test via you? And do you still do skin testing? Do you still do?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do a lot of intradermal testing. Yeah. So as far as the testing goes, what your veterinarian or what the veterinarians are using are usually serology or blood test. And there's definitely reputable veterinary-based companies out there. So your veterinarian is probably sending it to a good lab. There are good ones out there. So those are reputable. And I will say those tests are good for environmental allergies. So things like grasses and trees and weeds and molds and dust and feathers and mites and, all that sort of stuff that's out there. But they're still pretty questionable on the food component of it. And yet every large company does offer that. And, when you talk to them, their answer is, well, everyone else is offering it, so we offer it. But if you pull them in a room, they're kind of like, yeah, we don't really believe in it all that much. So I usually, and I have to fight with owners sometimes. I'm like, I'll run the blood test for you for the food, but I'm not going to believe the results, and it's really a waste of your money. And so 99% of them don't run it, but then they go home and do the test online. But anyway, I'll talk about that. So, as far as the blood tests go, the way I approach it is if it's a reputable blood test through your veterinarian and it gives us good results for environmental allergens, then I think we could do immunotherapy, which is like allergy shots or sublingual drops under the tongue. I think we could certainly do that. So for patients that have had the blood test, or even in some cases where we do it, if we get good results, then we can base a formulation off that. If the test is pretty, nothing exciting sort of thing, then we definitely would do an intradermal skin allergy test, which is what we do for most dogs. We'll do intradermal tests. But as far as the online things that are out there, there's tons of things. And I will give it to the companies. Most of them have very fancy and beautiful reports with colors and color coded and little pictures of icons. I mean, it looks beautiful. But in reality, those tests are very questionable. And I've even been involved we did this thing several years back where we literally took about, I think, 5 or 6 dermatologists from around the country. We got together and we took the same hair from one dog and we all submitted it under different dog names. It was the same hair and we all got different results because we were different people from different parts of the country. So that when I saw that just like, I was like done. I knew these things were a joke, and that's not the first time that's been done. There's cases where you send in blood work under 2 different dogs, but it's the same dog's blood work and you get different answers back. That's not normal. That's not right. That means these tests are flawed. So I would question those, but I see commercials, they're all over, social media, they're all over, online sort of stuff where there's do this test, do that test. And I just feel bad mainly because, number one, I feel like it drives clients crazy. They get this result back and they see these dogs are allergic to everything. And so they're getting rid of everything in the house. They're like, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't use this cleaner, I can't have blueberries in the house. I'm like, your dog is fine with blueberries in the house. Like, it's just like, it drives me crazy because I feel bad for them. They're overwhelmed. It's too much information and it's not good information.
And the frustration level increases too, right? And so,
yes.
So I gotta tell you, they must come like pretty frazzled to see you, right?
Yes. Usually they come in. A lot of them have gone to more than one veterinarian, so they're kind of frustrated there. And it's not the veterinarian's fault, because if you go to them once, you can't fix allergies in one visit. Nobody can. I can't either. So that's one problem. But yeah, they usually come to me with products, that have been tried, bottles of medications that are half full, which means they weren't completely administered. So that's one reason to talk to get better. But yeah, they're frustrated, and a lot of times rightfully so. But I feel like that's where we have a longer appointment time with our clients. So part of it, or a lot of it, is education and gaining their trust that if they do this, this is going to work. And a lot of our clients we see forever and ever and ever, which is great. I mean, that's one thing about dermatology is we're sort of pretty similar to general practice because we're dealing with long-term chronic disease. It's not generally, life-ending, whatever we're managing. So it's not like we see them once and they're gone and they go away. A lot of them we see for years. I mean, I get to see some clients for 10 years and then they have another dog or cat and I see them again. So it's like I have clients I've known since I've started practicing. So which is great relations to develop. But a lot of it is getting that rapport with the client, and then they'll do stuff and then they see the results and they're kind of like, wow, my dog is the best they've ever been. And then they're on board forever. So it's good.
Wow. No, I didn't realize that the longevity, which is great. It must be great because a lot of specialty, it's like you see them twice a year, right? Or maybe just once, right?
Yeah.
So you actually develop you have actually a very good trust bank with your clients. You have that level of trust. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Definitely
need that. You definitely need it. Even for us, when we go to our doctors, if you like your doctor, you go back, you don't find a new one. I mean, that's the reality of it. So you want to like your dentist, right? Nobody wants to.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta like your dentist.
Yeah,
or your proctologist, whatever, right? You gotta like those ones.
That's true.